Hey everyone! Today I'm going to be walking you through how I set up my bullet journal. If you're not familiar with what bullet journaling is or need a little refresher, I would head over to YouTube and just type in how to bullet journal. They do a really good job with a video that explains what bullet journaling is and all the symbols to kind of help you get familiar. But I'm going to walk you through how I set up mine. The journal that I'm using is a Leuchtturm 1917 journal. I got it off of Amazon. I picked the army green color because I really like it. And then another really important thing to me was that the pages inside were dotted. They have two different kinds. They have dotted and grid. So just be careful of that when you're ordering, because I accidentally ordered grid and then had to send it back to get the dotted kind, but this is just kind of what it looks like. And the great thing about the Leuchtturm journals as well is that all of the pages are numbered at the bottom, and that comes in handy and is really helpful for the index, which I will go through. I use this fine point Sharpie pen, and I also use this Tipulus fine liner. Oh yeah, the other great thing about this journal is it's got two bookmarks, so you can be keeping track of two different pages at the same time, which is so helpful, especially with the bullet journaling system. As you can see, I wrote my name on the first page, easy, self-explanatory. I left this second little part blank. So this first page here is my key. I just set it up with the different symbols that I thought that I would use. This page looks a little bit different for everybody, just depending on what's important to you and what you want to keep track of. This next page is the index, and that just helps you keep track of everything you've got going in the book so that you can find it and access it super easily. And the great thing, again, about this journal is that it's got more space. But I put some steps on this page for myself, just of updating each day so that I remember all of the things that I have to go through and update. So I've labeled those here and then kind of decorated it. And then this first page, I gave myself a little quote to kick off the journal. So it was a nice little decorative creative space, which I really liked. This next spread is my yearly spread. So I've got 2017 here laid out, and then all of the months of the year. So I can kind of see it at a glance here. In this next spread, I've got my goals for 2017, so that I've kind of got some direction with my journal here and the kind of things that I want to accomplish this year. My monthly spread, so I've laid out each month, and I'm able to kind of update big picture things here for myself, which is nice. And then on this next page, I've got my sleep tracker for May. So after these monthly spreads, I start moving into my specific month stuff. So in this case, May. So I set up a sleep tracker. You may have seen this sleep tracker or something similar to this. I drew a lot of inspiration from Amanda Rach Lee and Shannon Royal. They both have some really incredible spreads. So I drew a lot of inspiration from them and then added kind of my own twist to it. The next spread I've got here is my habit tracker. This again came from something similar to Shannon, just tracking things that I want to keep an eye on this month. So I want to keep an eye on how much I read, how much I work, when I'm taking my vitamins, things like that. And then next to that, I've got my expense tracker here. So I'm keeping track of the money that I'm spending. Then we move into the month of May specifically, so this is kind of May at a glance. I'm tracking some specific things on mine, so I'm keeping track of publishing blogs, I'm keeping track of kind of my personal stuff, my work, and then kind of more general stuff over here. Again, you can lay these out depending on what specifically you want. You might want to track your, work here because you're working more often or whatever, and, keep kind of a tally track like this of something else. So it just depends. It's all about setting up a journal that's functional for you. And the great thing about it too is that from month to month it will change and you can do something different if something's not working. So don't feel like it has to be perfect the first time. I definitely did and was freaking out about it, and then I was just like, let it go, it'll be fine. You can redo it if you need to the next month. So again, May at a glance, and then we move into my weekly spreads. So this is kind of all of the stuff that needs to happen in the week. You've got schedule, to-do lists, like home chores, meals, goals, and then little tasks and things that I've laid out. I pulled inspiration from this spread off of Google Images, which is a great place too if you want to get creative and kind of need a little bit of guidance. You're able to add your own touch to stuff, which is really nice. And then I've gone ahead and done that for all of the weeks of May. And these, you can see I've left a little bit more blank. I haven't filled in the tasks yet because I'm not sure what kind of tasks I'll want to keep track of. So they're all laid out for the month of May because then I move into my dailies. And these are just kind of things that I'm trying to get done every day and keeping track of kind of what happens. It's a little bit of a journal creative space for me as well, which I really love. And you can set this up however you want. There's a ton of different daily spreads, so I highly recommend looking around and kind of finding what works for you. And then this is all blank, so I'm able to then, maybe a little bit later in this month, start setting up my weekly spreads for June and starting my trackers for June. So that stuff will all go back here. I also started working from the back as well because there's some trackers that I wanted to keep for the entire year, such as my mood tracker. So I put it in the back so that it's easy to get to, and I haven't put that in my index yet, but I need to do that. But it's easy to just flip to the back. And then I also put back here my watch, read, listen list, and then also kind of an ideas page, just when I need to jot things down. Again, these are both more permanent spreads, which kind of prompted me to put them in the back. I also have a blog tracker here, just kind of tracking stats for my blog. And then I also have an ongoing to-do list. I drew inspiration from Boho Berry. She has a great Instagram account with all kinds of great bullet journal tips and tricks and beautiful spreads. So I highly recommend checking her out as well. She had mentioned an ongoing to-do list and I thought that was genius, so I've made my own here. And then I also have a database, and this is just date ideas. So that's all I've got in my bullet journal so far. I'm hoping to add more spreads and obviously update, my watch, read, listen list and things like that to make them pretty, because again, it is a creative space for me. I hope that this has helped inspire you to start your own bullet journal. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. I'm happy to answer them. Feel free to check out my Instagram account, Leah Likes Pictures, to stay updated on all things bullet journal. Thanks for watching.